officially break down acrylics. You walk into an art supply store and there are a million different types of paint on the shelf. It's everywhere! What the hell is the difference? Well, to understand the difference between all of the different types of paint, it helps to know how it's made. Any paint in the world is a pigment and a binder. What makes an acrylic paint is its specific binder, which happens to be an acrylic polymer. Acrylic polymer, when wet, is a bunch of these little spheres of polymer molecules surrounded by water. Now when you add pigment, they go all the way in there and mix in, and it tints your acrylic. That's what makes an acrylic paint. This is also what makes an acrylic water soluble. So when that water evaporates, you're left with the pigment and the acrylic polymer that kind of forms this flexible plastic layer on top. Now, the water evaporating does so at a pretty fast rate. Acrylics dry fast, like hella fast. So there are different grades of paint. We have a professional grade, then it goes actually down to more of a student grade paint. Usually when you have a professional level paint, one really good indicator is that they have within that line a variety of series. Now, Series 1 is the most inexpensive pigments. Series 7 is like really expensive, and the higher the number goes, the more expensive. On a professional level, you're gonna have really highly concentrated amounts of pigment. You're also gonna get a lot more variety of color. Another very good indicator of a professional level paint is that it actually has a paint swatch right on the tube. This is actually paint, not just printed. Now with the student grade or beginner grade paints, usually they are less expensive, and the way they do that is that they add either more binders or fillers or things that kind of fluff the paint. Usually they also add less pigment. Within the professional and student grades, there are also a huge variety of different types of acrylics. Because there are so many different types of acrylics out there, I'm not going to overwhelm you by trying to show you everything all at once. So I'm going to mainly show you the most popular types of acrylics here. There is heavy body. I have two different kinds right here. This is the Matisse Structure and the Lucas Pastos. These are great for when you want to retain your brush strokes, paint really thick, and keep that texture. They're really high viscosity and they still dry fairly quickly. Another type of acrylic paint out there is the fluid acrylics. Now, as its name implies, it's the exact opposite of the heavy body. It's a fluid paint. I have the Matisse Flow and the Lucas Acryl Liquid. Both of these are going to be still a lower viscosity, but they are going to still have a higher concentration of pigment. So when you want to paint and you want to have that smooth surface, and this is also really much better for blending. It lays nice and flat. It doesn't really retain your brush strokes, but my personal favorite. Now that's not to say that there isn't any paint in between a heavy body and a fluid acrylic. There are, one of which would be the Charbon, and this is actually a really nice, beautiful, creamy consistency. Now besides just this, there are ranges from this, which is a professional, down to a student grade as well. So if you're looking for a less expensive, more economical option, there are creamy consistency paints in student grade. So that's acrylics in a nutshell. If you have any questions on any of the materials I've actually shown you today, stay tuned and come back to see some of my videos, because I'm going to be reviewing them in a more intimate nature to show you better what they can actually do. Thank you for watching, everybody, and happy painting! Okay. Yeah, I think this is it.